And a happy game day wherever you're watching us from as we roll out the red carpet, or in this case, the maroon carpet for the 2024 season. James Hardy with you, and our special guest sidekick with us tonight, Daryl Reed, a new member of our FNN family. Daryl, welcome to the 2024 season, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Glad to be here. A great atmosphere. The weather's great. The crowd is in the stands, ready to cheer on their favorite team. Both teams are undefeated, might I add, so great night for football.
As you know, the old cliche as far as the season opener, hope springs eternal, because as Daryl just mentioned, everybody certainly has a lot of optimism as far as wanting to accomplish their goals for the 2024 season.
Exactly.
A big thanks for all of you for joining us as the FNN Game of the Week for our 14th season will get kicked off right now as Sandrock kicks things off. And to the far side, it'll be John Welsh, angling toward the near side as he gets some good running room across the 35 and wrapped up about the 37-yard line. As Spring Garden, led by second-year head coach Barrett Ragsdale in his debut campaign as the Spring Garden Panthers head coach, 8-3, including a Class 1A playoffs appearance a season ago. For Spring Garden, on offense, they'll have a very experienced senior in Noah Barber call signals, as he'll have Connor Bates and Clayton Sadler flank him in the running back spot, as he'll come out with two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. Ball at the 38-yard line as Bates will have a lot of running room off the right side. First down and a lot more as he's still on his feet well into Sandrock territory, as he's finally taken down in the defensive backfield inside the 35 at the Sandrock 33. A huge play in the first down.
Great run by Spring Garden. Great blocking on the right side. Take it for a first down. They are in Sandrock territory.
But bring it all back, Daryl, because of a holding penalty.
Hate to see that. I'm sure the coach is saying the same thing for Spring Garden.
Bluefin Japanese Sushi and Steakhouse, our presenting sponsor this season for the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. And certainly we'd like to thank all of our sponsors as far as the FNN family, Tilson Bend Campground, providing us tonight as far as our countdown to kickoff, as what would have been about a 25 to 30-yard gain for Bates called back on the holding penalty, as our referee tonight, very familiar as far as our FNN games of the week in this part of Alabama, David Cadle, our head referee.
Yes, and what's interesting about Mr. Cagle is his wife has run the clock next door to us, so shout out to the clock operator.
Oh, a husband-wife crew as far as our officiating crew tonight.
Yes, sir.
So it'll be a first down and 20 at the 28-yard line. Bates the calls. He's stacked up and finds a little bit of running room on second effort as he gets to the check that Clayton Sadler, I beg your pardon, with officially the first carry of the season thanks to the holding penalty, and gets to the 31-yard line. They'll give him 3 yards.
Yeah, hard run there by Spring Garden. Tough blocking up front. Great pursuit from Sandrock. Great tackle. They're looking at a second down and 17.
Line to reach for the first down is the 48-yard line as shotgun for Barber, as he'll have Sadler alongside him. Barber, plenty of time. It chunks it down the field toward Welsh. Jump ball and knocked down, incomplete. Should have been intercepted as Gavin Cunningham, the senior cornerback, knocks it down.
Oh, yeah, and what about a little interference there? But no call on the play. So it will be third down and long.
That's not a surprise as far as talking with Alan Heath, the head coach in his 5th season for Sandrock, because at least in third down situations, that's the type of fade route as far as for the Spring Garden offense in his scouting report that he's expecting tonight.
Great receivers on both sides of the ball. Good quarterbacks expecting a big season. Here we go.
Third down and long as Barber faces a 3-man front. Blitz coming as Barber rolls, has plenty of real estate, looking for a receiver downfield, and now throws it downfield into coverage, a jump ball, and is complete. Connor Bates with it at the 35, and he could go 15, 10, give him 6. Touchdown to begin the season for Spring Garden.
What a catch by Spring Garden. He had guys all over him. But he just stopped, waited for the ball, made the catch, sprinted into the end zone.
69 yards on the touchdown to open up the fireworks for the 2024 season from Noah Barber to Connor Bates.
This home crowd is going wild.
Well, they should be. Certainly gets the season started with a bang as the PAT coming up for Hayes Garman. Garman, the right tackle as far as the offensive line for Spring Garden. There's a good snap and hold, and the line drive kick a bit low, so the extra point is no good. We'll take the timeout as Spring Garden gets on the board first to start the season up 6-0 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Bluefin Japanese Sushi and Steakhouse.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
from the Loft Tackle Store,
from the team in service,
from the team in parts,
from the sales team,
from the Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call 1-800-I'm-READY. Let our team help you win on the water.
Sandrock gets the first touchdown of the season on a 69-yard touchdown pass from Noah Barber to Connor Bates. A good solid kickoff return to the 40 for Sandrock as back split, and before the snap, we have a flag on the play.
Flag thrown at the 40 by the side judge. Let's wait for the call.
David Cadle says it's a false start as Sandrock inauspicious beginning offensively for their first offensive possession of the regular season. James Hardy with you, along with Darrell Reed, pinch hitting tonight for our coach, Eddie Bullock, who will be back with us tomorrow.
It's football season, James. Love it.
There you go. Certainly, Spring Garden loving what they're seeing now as there's a botch snap in the backfield as Cox in trouble as he'll get swarmed and go down inside the 25-yard line. Well, certainly a mis-executed snap that time, as we'll go ahead and take a look at the Sandrock offense. Gatlin Cox getting the start, the senior at quarterback. Running backs are Brendan Lindsay and Kane Robinson. Gavin Cunningham, Riker Woodall, and Tide Trappenstedt, the wide receivers. So second down and very long, about the 24-yard line, as the give goes to Kane Robinson up the middle, as he'll get about 3 to 4 yards just inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. Sandrock's offensive line, you'll have Caden Bullard at left tackle, Bryson Lindsay along with Morgan Tucker, Grayson Lane, and Seth Holland from left guard to right tackle.
Long. Let's see what Coach Heath has up his sleeve.
Our friends at PCA Insurance bring you our first quarter of play. The first down marker right at midfield for Sandrock on 3rd and 20. Spring Garden shows blitz as the keeper for Cox says he'll get maybe a yard past the line of scrimmage, but good, solid pursuit that time by the Spring Garden defense led by Tanner Rourke, as there'll be a 3-and-out for Sandrock on offense.
Great defense by Spring Garden. I noticed there where you saw a few tackles pulling there to the left. Quarterback came back to the right, and Spring Garden was ready.
Well, David Cadle at least signals an illegal shift by Sandrock, and I think it'll be declined on the part of Spring Garden's defense, so it will now officially be a 3-and-out as the special teams units for both teams comes out.
Good decision by Coach Ragsdale there, declining the penalty. They'll get the ball back. Should be a good field position.
There you see John Welsh back to return as he'll stand at his own 38-yard line awaiting the punt from Gatlin Cox. Pressure on and a solid punt that time as Welsh fields at the 41. Good coverage as a couple of tackles broken as Welsh continues to move forward inside the 50 to the 48-yard line. So it'll be a first down and 10, an excellent field position, Darrell, as there's a flag about where the punt was kicked.
I just noticed that. That was close to the kicker. Kicker barely got that kick off. What I'm seeing there is perhaps a Spring Garden guy ran into the kicker. We'll wait for the referee's decision.
Yeah, we'll see if it's either a running or roughing the kicker penalty, as David Cadle will tell us.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, 15 yards, your spot, and an automatic first down.
There's our first gift of the season, Darrell.
Oh, it's Christmas in August, right?
Exactly. Maybe not quite time to bring the Christmas tree and the presents out just yet, but you can give a present at least for the Sandrock offense because they're coming back out on the field.
Exactly. I think I see Santa Claus over there on Sandrock's sideline. So, yeah, big penalty for Spring Garden.
So football moves up to the 44-yard line, their own for Sandrock, as they're able to keep this drive alive on that roughing the kicker penalty in a punting situation. It was 4th and about 19 or so. So Sandrock bailed out that time because Spring Garden would have gotten excellent field position. Counter give goes to Robinson as he'll at least hang on to the football. Looked as if John Welsh that time, Darrell, tried to strip the ball out of there, but give a lot of credit to Sandrock for being able to hold on.
He held on to that loaf of bread. I tell you what, great defense by Spring Garden. Not a lot of blocking on that side by Sandrock. So I know that's one of the concerns, by both teams this season, coming into the season, was the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what they can do throughout the game.
Second down and long as the carry by Robinson of 1 yard. Cunningham gets the pitch as he'll try and evade a couple tacklers and does so. Turns the corner. First down and a lot more. He's in the open field and steps out of bounds in Spring Garden territory inside the 30, just shy of the 25-yard line. This was a good run after the catch that time on the pop pass.
James, that was a fantastic run. I don't see any yellow flags out on the field, so that play will stand. It will be 1st and 10 for Sandrock. Great offensive call by the coach.
By the way, this Spring Garden defensive starters up front. You have Jacob Welsh and John Welsh, the defensive ends. Defensive linemen Colton Driscoll, Tanner Rourke, and Gray Simpson as far as the defensive line. Really a unusual 5-2 look we're going to see from Spring Garden tonight. Zane Edwards and Clayton Sadler, the linebackers, and then Johnny Baker and Carson Bostic, the corners, and Noah Barber and Connor Bates are the safeties, as right up the middle goes, looks like Robinson that time for maybe a handful, or check that, Cox the quarterback, a keeper for about two yards or so. Second and long coming up with under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Hard run by Sandrock there. It was a power run. Good defense again by Spring Garden. You were mentioning the defense earlier. Yes, we're going to see a lot of different schemes come out of the 5-2 defense.
Here's Robinson with some running room off the left side as he'll get close to the first down, about a 7-yard gain or so. It's going to be 3rd down and short, and look at that blocking on the left side.
That guy meant business, I tell you, James. He went through a couple of guys that actually had him, and he gained, what would you say, a good 6, 7, 8 yards on that play, so it brings up a 3rd and short.
Indeed. Morrow Tire in Piedmont presenting us as far as that last replay, and all our replays tonight in game number 1 for us here in week 0. 3rd and short. Cox keeps it off the right side and dives forward as the drive stays alive with the first down for Sandrock. And let's go ahead and give you the Sandrock offenses. Cox, the quarterback, as we take another look at the Morrow Tire replay as far as that short first down run. Gatlin Cox, the quarterback. Brendan Lindsay and Kane Robinson are the running backs. And then Cunningham, Woodall, and Trappenstedt are the receivers. Caden Bullard and Seth Holland, the left tackle and right tackle, respectively, on the offensive line. Give goes to Robinson, wrapped up this time as John Welsh comes in support as far as assisting 3 different Spring Garden Panthers that time on the tackle.
Yeah, you saw a receiver there on the wideout position. He came in, he went in motion. He was the lead blocker on that play. It appears that he missed his block.
All rest of the linemen, as far as Sandrock is concerned, Grayson Lane at right guard, Morgan Tucker at center, and Bryson Lindsay at left guard. In fact, actually, that play, I beg your pardon, lost a couple. Another pop pass coming toward the near side as it looks like Lindsay that time got the little pop pass as he moves it up past the original line of scrimmage. This is a red zone opportunity for Sandrock, their first of the ball game, as they'll have the football now about the 11-yard line, where it's going to be third and about 8 yards to go.
That's right, James. 3rd and 8. That was a good pop pass by the running back there. Looks like a timeout on the field.
Heat timeout because, hey, month of August weather. We'll take the timeout with them. A big third down coming up for Sandrock after this timeout.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
A big third down on the way as we're coming out of the first heat timeout of the season. James Hardy with you. Darrell Reed with us as far as our wingman for tonight's ball game here in Spring Garden in the southern part of Cherokee County.
Just call me Iceman, right, James?
I'm sure all of our players out on
right,
the field.
Maverick?
Oh, I tell you, I'm sure a lot of the players like little ice right now, even though we were at Ohatchee last year and tell you it was a lot hotter this time of the year last year than it is now, which our game time temperature, by the way, at 82 degrees. It feels like temperature around 85 with mostly clear skies and what's setting up to be a gorgeous evening for high school football on the opening night of the 2024 season. Third down, football at the 11. So line to reach the 3 is the slant pattern. Little contact, and there's the flag on the play at the far side. I thought you could see that clearly up here, Darrell, as far as the contact when the ball was thrown. Should give a first down for Sandrock.
Hey, James, I was reaching for the yellow flag that I thought I had in my my pocket, because I was screaming for it. That was a good call by the referee. A good play design. I mean, great slant pass, good call, being that close to the end zone. Let's see what their next play will be.
I think Cunningham, that time the intended receiver, should be close to a first down, as David Cadle will tell us.
Pass interference, defense, penalties half the distance, replay, third down.
So obviously not the college or professional rules where it'd be an automatic first down, but still helps Sandrock nonetheless because it's a third and just about we'll say 3 yards or so. Around that 3-yard area, line to reach about the 3-yard line for the first down. Cunningham in motion as Robinson with a big hole as he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
James, did anybody touch that running back?
I don't think anybody touched him, Darrell, until he got into the end zone for 6.
Did anybody want to touch that running back? I mean, from up here, he looks pretty big, James.
I don't think the Spring Garden coaches would like to answer that question right now, but what Sandrock does do is answer the first touchdown of the season from Spring Garden with a touchdown of their own.
We have us a great game tonight, James.
So here comes the game tied with that touchdown, so now the chance for Sandrock to take their first lead of the season. Morgan Tucker, the straight-on kicker. A chance to put Sandrock on top. Just past the halfway point of the first quarter. There's the kick. It is up, and it is good. So Sandrock in the lead as we'll take this timeout. Sandrock 7 and Spring Garden 6 here in the first quarter in the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns. Locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
The FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week, our first one for 2024, and a good start for both teams as both Sandrock and Spring Garden have scored on their at least opening possession for Sandrock offensively, and Spring Garden also able to get on the board on their first offensive possession of the season. James Hardy with you. PCA Insurance brings you our first quarter all across this part of Alabama, northwest Georgia, and southeast Tennessee.
James, that was a great PAT. Down the middle. Does it get any better than that?
You don't necessarily expect that as far as the 1A or the 2A schools, as far as having that type of consistency at the place-kicking position, as Sandrock takes the lead, but Sadler takes it to the near side on the kickoff. Nice moves that time as he stays on his feet and drags some tacklers with him, as maybe I heard an inadvertent whistle that time, but no worries, as Spring Garden has excellent field position, as we'll take another replay look thanks to Morrow Tire.
Yeah, James, I don't know if it was someone in the stadium, the stands, that actually blew the whistle, or if that was actually out on the field. But, yes, a great return by Spring Garden. They will start 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Clayton Sadler with a rock-solid return that time, as the first touchdown of the season here for Spring Garden from Noah Barber of 69 yards on 3rd and 17 to Connor Bates. Bates and Sadler in the backfield as Bates gets the call. Big running room as he gets close to the first down that time. So looking at the Sandrock defenses, we'll take another look at a rock-solid run that time for Connor Bates.
Yeah, that 3-4 defense on that run did not hold up for Sandrock.
Number 20, Brendan Lindsay, preventing a further big run from Connor Bates that time. So it is a 2nd down and 1 off a 9-yard gain as the direct snap to Barber as he'll go forward for a first down. As that's a gain of about a couple of yards, maybe 3, but certainly on 2nd and 1 more than enough for the first down. So let's take a look at the Sandrock defense for the first time this year as Bullard, the outside linebacker, Gatlin Cox, another outside linebacker, Kane Robinson, and Grayson Lane, the inside linebackers. Bryson Lindsay, Seth Holland, the defensive ends, and Morgan Tucker, the nose guard. Give to Connor Bates, adjusts field, and goes up the middle. Good running that time, actually pretty good vision as Gatlin Cox comes up from his outside linebacker position to make the tackle on about a 5-yard gain for Connor Bates.
Yes, good run up the middle by Spring Garden. A lot of good blocking up front by the line. Brings up short yardage.
Yeah, 2nd down and 4. Riker Woodall and Gavin Cunningham, the corners for Sandrock, and the safeties of Tide Trappenstead and Brendan Lindsay. About 3.5 minutes to go in the quarter as Barber keeps it himself and gets another first down. As so far, Darrell, it seems that the offense is moving the ball at will.
Yes, the line is doing what they're supposed to be doing up front. They're taking their blocks head on, pushing the line of scrimmage on Spring Garden's part. Sandrock is shaking their heads, in disbelief. You're looking at a 3-4 defense there. James, do you think maybe you go to 4-3 at this point?
It's still early on, and hey, that's what your early season games are for, to see what works on both sides of the ball. 1st and 10, as good defense that time by Sandrock, as coming up to make the stop was Bryson Lindsay on the tackle for loss.
Lindsay, I tell you, he's a ball player. He's made some really good tackles so far in this first quarter. Number 63.
And you look at that defensive front, just one senior on that defensive front, and really another young squad for Allen Heath and Sandrock this year. A loss of 2 that time for Spring Garden, so 2nd down and 12. Nice pace to this first quarter so far. Sadler to the far side. Bates off the right side as he'll get met and gets to about the 30, maybe 29 around the original line of scrimmage.
James, you have a flag on the play on the far side?
What you would think holding? No, check that. David Cadle initially signals the false start.
Correct, James. That he got a little too excited on that play.
First game jitters, we'll say, as David Cadle will officially tell us.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, replay, second down.
So the second penalty offensively, third overall for Spring Garden tonight. But the first penalty they were able to more than make up for with that 69-yard touchdown on 3rd and 17.
Yes, they did.
2nd and 17 here. Barber, quick flip pass over to the far side to Bates. Bates wrapped up, and good pursuit that time by the Sandrock defense. As let's see, it was the safety that time, the free safety, Brendan Lindsay, on the tackle.
Great pursuit by the Sandrock defense. I was talking to the coach before the game. He said that they will be using a free safety some during this game. It worked out for them during that play.
Tell you what, good camera work that time on the Morrow Tire replay. As we go under 2 minutes left in the opening quarter, only a gain of 1 for Bates on the bubble screen pass, so it'll be 3rd down. Football at the 36, line to reach the 20 for the first down. And we'll have a whistle, and it appears that Barrett Ragsdale wants and gets his first timeout of the game. We'll take the timeout with him. The Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week as Sandrock leads by 1, 7-6.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get all state. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
On 3rd down, the pass from Noah Barber toward the near sideline to John Welsh goes incomplete, a little bit overthrown that time. And now you're kind of in no man's territory here on 4th down with 1:24 left in the opening quarter, and Sandrock up 7-6 in the season opener for 2024.
Yep, James Spring Garden is going for it, 4th and long.
Barber tosses it, a fade pattern down the far sideline, a jump ball, and incomplete. Solid defense that time as Sandrock turns it over on downs, or gets the ball off the turnover on downs.
I'm off.
We'll take a second look on our Morrow Tire and Auto replay as that pass intended for John Welsh, and it appears that time good position by Riker Woodall, the cornerback. As you see the height advantage that time as Welsh certainly showed his athleticism, but Woodall hung in there and able to at least deflect the pass.
James, the ball just slipped right through his hand.
So Sandrock takes over 1st and 10. As the handoff up the middle, and not much doing as Sandrock will have about a 2nd and long as Spring Garden playing good pursuit that time with their front 7 as we approach the 1-minute mark left in the opening quarter. So you had about 4 or 5 tacklers that time for Spring Garden help out that time. This will be officially a 1-yard gain. I think that as far as Riker Woodall that time on the carry. So maybe one more play coming up for Sandrock. Sandrock in the white tops and maroon bottoms tonight. There's the counter give to Robinson as he gets up-ended and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage that time. And that likely should be the final play of the first quarter. PCA Insurance brings you our first quarter here on our inaugural edition of the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week for 2024. As we count down the final seconds of the opening quarter and the first quarter in the books here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Sandrock holding their own right now through the first 8 minutes of play as they're up 7-6 going into the second quarter from Spring Garden.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Smith Plumbing brings you the second 8 minutes of play here in the 2024 season as Sandrock takes a 7-6 lead on the road for their first game of the 2024 season against Spring Garden. 3rd and 9 coming up for Sandrock.
James, that was a fast first quarter.
Under pressure that time as Alec Ashley into the game at quarterback as he's under immense pressure and just has to get rid of that football as it'll be punting time coming up on that 3rd down incompletion. So 4th down coming up as so far the scoring for both of these teams, you have Kane Robinson on a 6-yard touchdown run and the PAT from Morgan Tucker. And that gave Sandrock the 7-6 lead in the very first score in the season on the opening possession of the season for Spring Garden, a 69-yard touchdown pass from Noah Barber to Connor Bates.
James, we got another flag on the play.
I'm glad you told me that because looks like the early indication is an intentional grounding on Sandrock. So that's going to be an extra 8 in field position as David Cadle tells us.
Well, he definitely had to throw that ball
Intentional
away.
grounding offense. 5 yards from the spot of the foul, carries a loss of down, 4th down.
It didn't appear that there was a receiver in the area, and also I don't think the ball was able to get across the line of scrimmage, so a couple of different markers that time as far as that intentional grounding. Spring Garden 8-3 a season ago in 2023, and then Sandrock trying to improve upon a 2-8 season last year. John Welsh awaits the punt as actually a good job that time of Joel Hunter to flag down that high snap. And actually a pretty good break considering for Sandrock as John Welsh has to call a fair catch at his own 46-yard line.
What a great punt. That ball had plenty of hang time. Returner had to call for a fair catch. Great punt by Sandrock.
By the way, Spring Garden has owned at least the recent games in the series. They've won 6 in a row in this series coming into tonight, but Sandrock owns the overall series 24-11. So Noah Barber and the Spring Garden Panthers come out of the huddle. There's the give to Bates out of the offset eye as he'll break out of the tackle, and he gets a first down to the near side across the Sandrock 45 to the 42-yard line.
Great hard run by Spring Garden there. They call it inbound, so it will be another first down by Spring Garden.
Connor Bates, a very experienced 5'10", 85-pound senior at running back. And certainly the experience is something that Coach Alan Heath mentioned to me as far as one of those assets for Spring Garden this year. Barber under center, gives to Welsh as he'll go right up the gut inside the 40 to about the 37. So that'll be a gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards. So a good second down situation coming up for Spring Garden.
Yes, James, he ran right up that B gap, close to a first down. Good run by Spring Garden.
And don't forget, we'll be unfurling the red carpet as far as the 2024 edition of the FNN Coaches Show at a new location this year in Anniston at Top of the River. Same time, just different location at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays. Off the right side, John Welsh able to stumble forward and get his first down inside the 30. Or check that Clayton Sattler, I beg your pardon, able to show a few dance moves that time before at least lunging forward to about the 27.
James, 20 on 20. I don't know if you noticed that. Spring Garden's 20 almost carried Sandrock's 20 up into the stands. What a great block.
So that would have been Connor Bates blocking Brendan Lindsay out of the play as far as the dueling number 20s for Spring Garden and Sandrock, respectively. 1st and 10. Shotgun now as the keeper for Barber cuts it up the middle and goes forward into the red zone at about the 19-yard line. As there you see Kane Robinson helping out as far as one of those 3 Sandrock tacklers on the stop.
Low snap by Spring Garden, but the quarterback took it. He made something out of almost was nothing. Good run by Spring Garden.
Spring Garden turned it over on downs on their last trip inside the 50-yard line against the Sandrock defense, this time trying to retake the lead. As we're under 10 minutes to go in a fairly quickly played first half so far.
You're looking at the 5-2 defense by Sandrock. Oh, we got another flag, James.
Yeah, we got a little bit of laundry out on the field, as we'll hear from David Cadle here momentarily.
False start. Offense. 5 yards penalty. 2nd down.
So we've seen a handful of penalties for both teams. Not certainly something unexpected as far as for every team across the state in their first week of the season. Some teams will start their season next week.
Yeah, that's to be expected, James. First game of the season.
Here's the play action as down the field toward Welsh. Nice ball that time as Welsh makes the catch for the touchdown.
Same receiver on the opposite end of the field. Receiver has some heights. He jumps up, grabs it. Great catch. Touchdown, Spring Garden.
Looks like a height disadvantage again for Riker Woodall defensively. A freshman at 5'10" going up against the 6'3" John Welsh. So the lead now back to Spring Garden as they're up by 5. They missed the extra point after their first touchdown, so it looks as if they may be going for 2 to try and take a full touchdown lead.
No flags on that play, so the touchdown will stand.
Yeah, certainly something you can't take for granted this time of the season. 2-point conversion attempt as Bates cuts it up and goes toward the end zone, but I think he is short and indeed no good on the 2-point conversion attempt. So with a little less than 9.5 minutes to go until halftime, Spring Garden retakes the lead up 12-7 here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns. Locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Spring Garden 12 and Sandrock 7 at 9:26 remaining until halftime. James Hardy with you. Darrell Reed also alongside us tonight. As a short kick grabbed by an up man as he'll take it to about the 35-yard line and slide from there as it'll be a first down and 10 yards to go as Morgan Tucker at that time fielded the kickoff for Sandrock. So far, very interesting game. Actually, a pretty good early season game so far for these two teams.
Great offense on both sides, hard running by both teams. That kickoff there, I mean, I don't know if that was a squib kick or if the ball just fell off the tee.
Keep in mind, both of these teams, Cherokee County area rivals going at it tonight. Sand Rock more in the northern portion of Cherokee County. As the give to Gatlin Cox now in that running back, as he'll lose about a yard that time, as Spring Garden starting to step up their defense on the last couple of defensive series now. This will be a second down and about 11 yards to go.
Yeah, James, if you watch the defensive ends, coach is running the 5-2 defense. They're doing a fabulous job on both ends of the line of scrimmage.
We have an official's timeout on the field. I think maybe a hobbled player for Sandrock going to the far sideline as they're about to whistle the ball back into play. Spring Garden got the first touchdown of the season thanks to the combo of Noah Barber and Connor Bates. Also, Barber able to connect with John Welsh for the most recent touchdown. As here's Ashley high on the slant pass, incomplete. As we'll have a 3rd and long coming up for the Sandrock Wildcats.
Yeah, so you had number 2 in motion. He was a wide out, drew the defense off. He tried to land it on the right side of the ball. Did not work. That pass definitely went too high.
Gavin Cunningham, the intended receiver. Johnny Baker that time, one of the corners for Spring Garden on the coverage. So it'll be 3rd down, and they'll say officially 10 maybe a short 11 yards to go. Ashley sets up, under pressure, now throws down the field, has a receiver, and is it caught? If it's in bounds, it's a first down. And I don't see an indication. Incomplete.
Just saw the back judge with his incomplete pass. What a great try there.
Cunningham, the intended receiver, and tell you what, that looked like a pretty good pass that time, dropped in between 2 defenders, but goes incomplete, and a 3 and out for the Sandrock offense.
James, that was a fabulous job by the line. I mean, they gave the quarterback plenty of time to throw that ball. The receiver was just in the wrong place. If he was just a yard closer to being in bounds, that would have been a completed pass.
Punting time as Gatlin Cox remains in the game to punt. John Welsh back out to return. There's the boot as Welsh fields at the 35. Gets ahead of steam, escapes one tackle, and now goes out of bounds shy of the 45 around the 44-yard line. Smith Plumbing with our second quarter coverage here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Our debut edition for the 2024 will be an active 2024 season for us.
Another fabulous punt. I mean, what about the special teams on both sides of the ball tonight?
I'll tell you what, on the road, coming off a 2-8 season, Sandrock's actually playing very respectable so far tonight.
Well, I was over there when the team got off the bus. They were fired up, focused, ready for this game.
Barber gives Bates out of one tackle and dropped about the 47, maybe the 48. So a respectable 3 yards or so.
These teams are fighting for every yard that they can possibly get. I mean, awesome game on both sides.
When talking with Alan Heath tonight, some of his keys, obviously line of scrimmage plays. I think both coaches thought that was one of the keys to the game tonight as far as the offensive and defensive lines, and also ball security and responding to the challenges presented to them.
And how about that? No fumbles tonight so far. No turnovers.
Bates waltzes toward the near side and not going to get very much because excellent defense from the free safety spot that time by Sandrock's Brendan Lindsay. As here you see him on the Morrow Tire replay take down Connor Bates for about no gain, maybe a loss on the play.
A great pursuit by the Sandrock defense. You had the defensive end on the play as far as the free and strong safety.
That's going to be a 3rd and long coming up. Keep this drive alive. Spring Garden needs to get the football to the Sandrock 45 or so. Under 8 minutes to go until halftime. Blitz coming. Barber tosses and complete for the first down to the 40-yard line. Good poise that time on the part of Noah Barber, the senior quarterback, to keep the drive alive.
Yes, he found an open receiver there for the first down. Great play by Sandrock. And, James, I'd like to go back to the keys to victory for Sandrock that you mentioned earlier. You know, one thing he mentioned was respond to the challenges presented to him. Phenomenal job tonight. I mean, you know, Spring Garden scored fast. Sandrock came right back.
First down and 10 after the third down conversion. Barber bottled up, and he'll go down after about a 1-yard gain. That was really solid containment defense that time by Sandrock. As here you saw Morgan Tucker and Bryson Lindsey, and I think they'll give Gatlin Cox the credit for the tackle.
Goes back to the discipline of the team. Great pursuit again by the defense. They let a first down get away from them right before that. Came back. Great defense. Great defensive play.
So they'll say maybe a 1-yard gain. Barber goes back under center. A quick give as Sadler tries to go to the right side, gets tripped up that time. Looked as if he didn't get tripped up. Sadler might still be running, but I think that was once again this free safety. It was Brendan Lindsey that comes up and makes a good open field tackle.
Yeah, he was trying to use his right arm there to get him a few more yards, but it just didn't work out for him.
So third down coming up, no man's territory. Obviously too far for a field goal and really a little too close for a punt. So it could be 4-down territory for Spring Garden if they do not get the first down here on third down. Welsh Stallone, one of the running backs, as he'll get the call right up the middle, and he gets wrapped up shy of the first down, but does get 3 yards, so you would think Spring Garden setting themselves up for a 4th and short.
What you had there was 2 middle linebackers. Great pursuit on that play by Sandrock. They made the tackle short of the first down.
Heat timeout. We'll take it with them here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week with Spring Garden up 5 and 4th down coming up.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Spring Garden ready for a 4th down conversion opportunity. Full house backfield as Bates gets stood up at the line of scrimmage and looks as if he is going to be short of the first down.
James, you're right. Looks like he is about a half-yard short of the first down.
So that was fantastic. Look at all of those white shirts that time gang up to assist and prevent Connor Bates from getting to the first down marker. Morrow Tire with the second look at some outstanding teamwork from the Sandrock Wildcats. 12-7 in favor of Spring Garden, but a highly competitive ball game to get the season started.
Yes, it has been. Sandrock with their zone defense showed some slants and some stunts. Great defense by Sandrock.
Ashley to throw as he'll launch it down the field. Has a receiver and a jump ball and a completion deep down the field, as Sandrock's going to be in business on that long bomb for a huge first down.
James, I was sitting here thinking he got away from that defender, but yes, great catch by Sandrock. I mean, that was a really aggressive play.
Looks as if they've been trying to hook up with Cunningham the last several throws, and this time a big completion inside the 20, the 30, in fact, just inside the 25. That's a huge first down.
Way to open up that first down by an explosive play.
Ashley has a receiver complete to the near side as Cox makes a spin move, and he's close to a first down as he may be about a yard shy. And so it appears Sandrock going a little bit more to the air with a flag on the play.
Yeah, I was looking at that flag. Again, the side judge threw that flag. Not sure what that call may be.
Could be like an illegal formation or somebody for Spring Garden offside, but we'll find out for sure from David Cadle here momentarily.
Referees are having their discussion.
You've seen a few mistakes penalty-wise for both teams, but I tell you what, for the first game, I think both teams should be very pleased as far as just how competitive these teams are tonight.
Fabulous job.
Here's
both
David Cadle.
Holding, offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay, first down.
That's a tough penalty for Sandrock after they got about a 9-yard pass completion on first down. Instead, it's going to be first and long. But both of these teams looking to get the season started off right as far as win number 1 on the season. For Sandrock trying to at least rebuild their program after a tough 2-8 season last year. And Spring Garden trying to go to the postseason for their 11th consecutive season.
James, which team will come out of this one tonight still being undefeated?
Well, I think right now that is still up in the air because Sandrock on the move. Ashley, the quarterback, drops, throws, complete. Cox gets out of one tackle, has some running room down the sideline, and he's once again close to it, and I think he's going to have the first down inside the 10-yard line.
It appears he did pick up the first down. Great little out pattern there by the receiver. Made the catch. Got some positive yardage after the catch.
Now, when talking with Alan Heath earlier this week, it was a game-time decision as far as who his quarterback was going to be. Gatlin Cox started, but Alec Ashley coming off the bench, the sophomore, he's making his presence known so far, at least on this drive. A pass completion to really set the tone so far for the drive, and now another first down completion. Ashley tosses far side, high, intended for Cunningham, incomplete.
James, I'm not sure if someone got their hand on the ball. It looked like Spring Garden defensive end there may have jumped up and tipped that ball, but that's what it appeared to be.
I beg your pardon, Riker Woodall on the intended receive, at least the intended receiver, I should say.
But James, going back to the quarterback for Sandrock, you're exactly right. Talking to the coach before the game, he didn't know if it'd be more running, more passing, but we've seen a little bit of everything tonight.
Man comes in motion. Robinson gets the give, and he'll try and gets a hard lick that time right around the line of scrimmage. And, in fact, that run may be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage because it's going to set up another 3rd and long. In fact, a goal to go just outside the 10-yard line.
I think Spring Garden was expecting that. I mean, soon as the quarterback handed that ball out, Spring Garden defender was right in his face.
Timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout with him here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm a rusty old boat hitch, and I am barely hanging on. And while we're still miles from the lake, I'm gonna launch this boat right here. See ya. Get Allstate. Save money on auto insurance and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Another tough break as we'll hear from Dane Cadle on the penalty.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Right when we were about to come out of the break here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week, looked as if the right guard Grayson Lane got an early head start that time before the snap. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 15-yard line.
He was just a little excited, ready to make his block.
Spring Garden shows blitz as Ashley rolls. Under pressure, tosses, has a receiver complete. Traffinstead spins out of, or tried to spin out of a tackle. So he'll get about 10 yards on that play to the 5-yard line. So I think this is going to be 4-down territory for Sandrock, as if they can punch this ball into the end zone, they'll retake the lead.
I agree, James. That was a fantastic play call. Wide receiver was wide open on that right side.
Just kind of looked like a flood route that time. Traffinstead was able to catch about the 7 and get a couple of extra yards. 4th down and goal from the 4. Ashley tosses out route and jump ball and knocked away, and incomplete. Connor Bates on the deflection.
Tough play there by Sandrock. I mean, both players trying to go for the ball. Great coverage by Spring Garden. No penalty on the play.
Yeah, that's just where Riker Woodall at 5'10", a freshman, just had a physical disadvantage that time with a much more experienced Connor Bates at 5'10", 185. And also Bates, a highly experienced senior. And you look at Barber, Bates, John Welsh, and Jacob Welsh. They've played for about the last 3 or 4 years as starters, so they have a lot of varsity games under their belt.
A lot of experience, James.
There's the deep give inside their own 5-yard line as Spring Garden tries to punch it out from the shadows of their own goal post. As looked as if Connor Bates that time got the call. And he'll get the carry to about the 9-yard line, a gain of 5 on 1st down.
Yeah, another running play by the offense in that B gap, trying to get out of that red zone.
Smith Plumbing presents our second quarter here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. 3.5 minutes to go, opening half. Quick snap in the give, and not much doing, I think, for Welsh that time, as Sandrock's defense has played pretty good so far against the run. They've had a couple of big passes, especially for touchdowns, go against them, but otherwise, really, their defense has come to play tonight.
Well, what you're seeing, James, is, talking to the coach again before the game, you're going to see a lot of stunts, a lot of slants by their defense. They're running the 3-4 defense tonight. Linebackers are doing a phenomenal job.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Line to reach for the 1st down, the 14-yard line. Spring Garden takes their time as they're still deep in their own territory. Barber rolls under some pressure, now tosses it toward the near side, and that's incomplete as the closest person to the ball that time was Tide Traffinstead, the safety, the free safety, the check that the strong safety for Sandrock.
Yeah, number 1 is looking for the flag. Looks like the coach on the sideline is wanting a flag as well. Looks like the receiver was actually tripped up on the play.
I think it looked as if, from my angle, just some incidental contact, and it appears that's what the folks in zebra outfits said as well.
Well, we'll go with that and agree with those guys.
So a good break for Sandrock. 3 and out defensively. They're going to get excellent field position on this exchange as punting time for Spring Garden. Joel Hunter, the punter. High punt as it somehow misses a Sandrock special teams player, as it's going to be excellent field position for Sandrock, some of their best of the night, as they're going to have the football inside the 35, looks like. And they'll be in good position not only to get a touchdown, take the lead, but even more importantly, take some momentum into halftime.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay on that kick. The fans up here are irate. They thought the return guy actually touched the ball.
It was pretty close, but once again, the officials say that nobody touched the ball until it was downed by the Spring Garden special teams unit.
Again, we'll agree with those guys.
Ashley, snap, and pop pass goes to Traffinstead. Wrapped up in the backfield, and that's going to be about a 1, maybe a 2-yard loss, as you had 3 Spring Garden Panthers come up in run support, led by Jacob Welsh, the defensive end.
What you had there, James, was just missed blocks by their tackle and guards.
And looks as if maybe thought there might have been another flag on the play. But I think even then would have been declined. And so it'll be a 2nd down coming up. They'll spot the football at the 28-yard line as we're under 2 minutes to go until halftime. Spring Garden has led for about 3/5 of the game tonight. Sandrock has been in it right from the start, as we'll have a timeout on the field, I think called by Sandrock, and we'll take it with them. 12-7, Spring Garden leads here on the late in the second quarter on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
On second and long, prior to us coming back, Ashley tried to roll out to the near side, lost the football, but it appears that Sandrock, lucky but still able to get the ball back. As we're late in the second quarter, 93 seconds left until halftime, as Sandrock trying to retake the lead before going into the halftime locker room, as Spring Garden getting all they want from a very hungry Sandrock Wildcats squad.
Yeah, coaches on the sideline here from Spring Garden, they're wanting that ball to be in play, but did not happen.
3rd and 22. Ashley rolls, looking for some help, and now throws down the field and incomplete, as that was into traffic, but harmlessly goes to the ground to set up a 4th down situation.
Yeah, it really wasn't a good throw by the quarterback there. The receiver, though, I'm not sure if he completed his route. It looked like it would be a post route. It looked like he stopped premature before pass was thrown.
They'll spot the ball at the 36 of Spring Garden, as the drive actually started about the 25 or so of Spring Garden. So the Panthers defense has done an excellent job of at least helping to keep the lead for Spring Garden, as 4th down and the offense remains out on the field for Sandrock, as we'll have a whistle and looks as if another timeout on the fields. Back and forth so far tonight, as Spring Garden maintains a 5-point lead with a 4th down coming up.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
From the Loft Tackle Store.
from the team in service,
From the team in parks.
From the sales team.
From the Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call 1-800-I'm-READY. Let our team help you win on the water.
.124 left until halftime, as Spring Garden clinging to a 5-point advantage here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy with you. As far as the scoring, Noah Barber with a couple of touchdown passes, one to Connor Bates and the other to John Welsh, and then a Kane Robinson red zone touchdown run of 6 yards out for Sandrock. 4th and 22. Ashley sets up a little screen pass complete to Cox, as he does get out of one tackle but needs to get inside the 20, and he's going to be well short of the 1st down. So Spring Garden's defense comes up more than rock solid, as they get the job done and get the ball back for their offense.
Yeah, not a bad play call there, James. Screen pass, but again, those lead blockers just didn't block their guy.
So that's a good exchange of field position as well for Spring Garden's offense because they had to punt it inside their own 5-yard line in their last possession, and now they get the football from their own 29. And that was also after a short punt earlier from Dole Hunter. So Barber looks as if he wants to initiate the 2-minute offense as he'll keep it himself and gets stood up right around the 31-yard line. Goes to the 32 for about a couple as you had Gatlin Cox that time help out and Kane Robinson out of the bottom of that pile on the tackle.
There for a minute, I thought we were watching WWE. Is it Friday Night SmackDown yet? Oh, no, it's Thursday night.
Yeah, you know what? I think it is a SmackDown as far as along the line of scrimmage. Both physical teams quite solid so far tonight for both teams along both the offensive and the defensive line.
Yeah, unfortunately on that play, one player lost his helmet, so he's got to come out of the game for a play.
I'll tell you what, for us here at FNN, a sign of things to come for tomorrow is we'll be going up to center tomorrow for Cherokee County and Piedmont's season opener. Welsh direct snap, gets running room as there's a flag on the play, a first down at the 47-yard line, but Darryl, I think this is coming back.
I agree with you there where the flag was thrown, middle of the field, close to the line of scrimmage.
Look at that camera work right there. I think we got where the holding was that time. Phenomenal camera work as we saw a clear hold from Clayton Sadler. Tried to spring John Welsh around the right side, did so because of that hold.
Tough break for Spring Garden. I mean, that was a great play call, great run.
Offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay second down.
And David Cadle, somebody we saw a lot last year here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Bluefin Sushi and Japanese Steakhouse that all throughout the 2024 season.
Hey, James, I mean, great sushi there. Are you a sushi fan?
Yeah, look, there's not a whole lot I won't turn down at the buffet line, my friend. Second down and 13. I'm sure all of the players will want a good post-game meal after the hard-hitting tonight as there's the carry for Sadler as he gets across the 25 to about the 28, and we may have seen our final play here in the opening 2 quarters of play.
Yeah, Spring Garden doesn't seem to be in a hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage, so you may be right.
They have the lead. They don't want to do anything risky as far as jeopardizing that lead. As we're about to put a bow on the first half, still a lot more football to go, and this game up in the air because it's been close all throughout. Back and forth in the first half of play. Spring Garden with a 12-7 lead into halftime here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
The Spring Garden Panthers looking to begin their journey toward an 11th consecutive postseason appearances. We'll send it down to the field as they're celebrating last season's volleyball state championship at Spring Garden.
Manager, Alexis Gilly. Ace Austin. Helena Ingram. Layla Ingram. Maggie Jarrett. Olivia Law, Christian Lewis, Avery Stewart, Libby Brown, Allie Mobbs, Maggie Reedy, Chloe Rule, Coach Darian Austin, Coach Madison Sides, Coach Stephanie Stewart, Coach Ann Welch, and head coach Ricky Rat Austin. All right, ladies, players and coaches, prepare to open your rings as I count down from 3, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, open your rings! Congratulations to the 2023 Alabama High School Athletic Association 1A State Volleyball Champions!
Well, there you take a look at the 2023 state volleyball champion Spring Garden Lady Panthers. Of course, Ace Austin, one of the top female, if not the top female athlete in the state of Alabama going into her senior season here at Spring Garden Volleyball. And, of course, on the basketball hardwood where she excels the most. And certainly we'll be seeing her after this season with what I imagine will be a lot of successful years coming up as far as the next level. And at halftime, competitive game here between Spring Garden and Sand Rock in the season opener for 2024. Spring Garden up 5 as Bluefin Sushi and Japanese Steakhouse presents to you our FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
If you're a business owner, you know how important having the right insurance coverages can be in the strength of your company. PCA Insurance is Northeast Alabama's trusted source for all types of commercial coverages, including auto, property, umbrella, general liability, farm and ranch, bonds, inland marine, and workman's comp, even flood insurance. You can get quick, affordable quotes online at PCAInsuranceLLC.com. You've put too much into your business not to protect it. PCA Insurance is here to help make sure you do it right.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Very spirited, competitive first half between rivals Sandrock and Spring Garden. As Spring Garden trying to extend their winning streak in the series to 7 games as they have a 12-7 lead on opening night of the 2024 season. James Hardy, Darrell Reed with you. And a big thanks, as always, to our man, our founder and executive producer, Jim Jacobs. Did a great job making sure we got on the air after sometimes first game you'll have some jitters as far as the internet or technology, but we were able to get the kickoff, and so far so good so far, Jim, as we bring you in for the first time. And hey, another season at least off the starting blocks here in the Yellowhammer State.
Hey, all I can say, guys, is I owned and operated radio stations for 34 years, and I never unplugged anybody's internet before. But that's what happened here tonight.
So, hey, sometimes it happens, and you know what? You just roll with the punches.
You just got to go with it, right, guys?
Exactly.
All right, James, well, let's talk about the season a little bit. I mean, you know, this game kind of got added late for us when they decided to pull it back to Thursday night, so we were able to come up here to Spring Garden. It's our second trip here. I think we've been here before for the Raglan game, but back at Spring Garden, we were here for basketball back in the winter, so why not come do some football? We told them we'd come, and here we are.
Well, so far they've given us a really outstanding ball game, and I'll tell you what, I mean, Darrell and I have talked about, you look at both of these teams have been competitive, and I'll tell you, if Sandrock can continue to play like they have tonight, regardless of whether they win or lose tonight, I think they'll be able to improve upon the 2 wins that they had last year.
It's going to be really interesting to see how Sandrock can maintain here in the second half. You know, you're playing in this heat. It's the first time to get out there and, you know, really go against somebody else. You can talk about practicing this all you want. You can talk about your 7-on-7s, your OTAs, and all that stuff. But until you get out on this grass like these kids are tonight, you don't know what it's like to play out there in that heat. And, you know, these kids got to regroup now, come in after halftime and you know, get it going again.
But I tell you what, we'll see also tomorrow a couple more teams, a couple of outstanding teams really do the same thing, get out in that late August heat. And for Cherokee County, it's an opportunity to see if they can get back to the Super 7 again and see if they can bring a blue map home to center.
Oh, absolutely. You know, On paper, James, this looks like it could be a Cherokee County blowout. But let me tell you something. Piedmont looked awfully good at the Jamboree this past Friday just down Highway 9 at White Plains. I mean, they held their own with Jacksonville and did a good job in defeating White Plains as well in a couple of quarters of some hard-hitting action. Jonathan Miller's got the running game going. Raleigh Pinto is back, and he's 100% healthy. You got Ish Bethel out there doing his thing. And, of course, the quarterback, was it Cole Wilson?
Yes.
I mean, a young man who kind of came into his own after a season last year trying to replace the implaceable in Jack Hayes. I think Piedmont's going to go up the road with a mat on, and I kind of expect this to be a better football game than I originally thought it might be when we put it back on the schedule for this season.
Well, something, fellas, also, speaking of Jonathan Miller, I'm really interested as far as the progression this season, how comfortable he is as far as his role as head coach up at Piedmont now that he's got his first year under his belt, because, I mean, we saw even just a few short years ago when Jack Hayes' Piedmont Bulldogs with Coach Steve Smith came down Highway 21 to Anniston, the Sachs, coached by Jonathan Miller at that time, that Sachs nearly was able to topple Piedmont in the semifinals of the Class 3A playoffs. So, I mean, we know certainly it's been long since proven that Jonathan Miller can coach the ball himself.
Well, and Darryl may be able to speak to this as well. You know, he is back now for his second year. He knows where everything is now. It's his football team now. You know, he was there last year, but I think the program still belonged to Steve Smith. A lot of people in Piedmont probably wished it still did. But I tell you what, Jonathan Miller's a heck of a football coach, and I think they're going to get the job done, and they are going to be hard to handle in that 3A Region 6.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jim. You know, the second year is always important. It's a lot better than your first year. I think he had some coaches left over from the previous coaching staff. Now he's got his own staff in place. I'm expecting great things from him, and tomorrow night should be a fantastic game.
And you know what? The other thing that was so tough about last season for them is they opened up 1-4. That's not Piedmont football.
No, it's not.
Injuries got them. A lot of things happened that just, things that didn't go their way, but we'll see. They may not beat Cherokee County tomorrow night, but the Warriors will know they have been there when that's over. I guarantee you that.
Oh, absolutely, and certainly both of those teams expecting to have active seasons that hopefully for both teams will take them deep into the playoffs, and for us we'll be certainly going deep into the playoffs as far as our high school football coverage this year, but we've got another active season, maybe one of our most active seasons that we've had certainly since I've been here, as far as the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
We had a lousy season last year. I mean, it was probably one of the worst we had as far as games and being, blowouts and all that kind of stuff. The good Lord needs to take care of us this year and do a little makeup. And so far, this one has lived up to the billing. Sandrock hanging in there tough against their rivals from Spring Garden here, 12-7 at the half. But, James, next week, going to be just as interesting. You got Thursday, you got Southside going over to Hoax Bluff. Coach Rob been there since before the dirt, and you got a new head coach at Southside coming in and taking over for Miles Holcomb. They jump up to 6A. Graduation hit them pretty hard last year. We'll have to see how Southside responds to a pretty darn good Hoax Bluff team. I think that's a team that's going to be a playoff team in 4A this year.
Yeah, maybe kind of a measuring stick game early on for Southside before they get into their region.
But let me tell you something. Bring you popcorn next Friday night, because it's going to be fun at Lamar Field when we let the Moody Blue Devils loose against the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Our coach of the year and Jake Gaines comes up the interstate there and jumps off at I-20 at 21 and comes over to take on a Oxford team that couldn't have higher expectations right now.
I tell you what, you can just imagine how much pressure Coach Sam Adams has as far as needing to win big this year at Oxford.
Moody, I haven't been able to check the score because we barely get daylight out here, but, talking about Moody, they have a huge game. They're playing tonight against Josh Niblett's Red Elephants over at the Bill there in Moody. Maybe can get an update on that score here in just a bit and kind of let you know what's going on with that. But Moody may have the toughest schedule in the state of Alabama this year. It's incredible, what they've got to do. We've got big games throughout the year. I mean, what about Fife coming into Etowah County to take on Coosa Christian? Now, on paper, Fife's an easy win in this one. But Coosa Christian, James, we saw them, 3 times last year?
Yep.
That is a solid 2A now football team, and they might not beat Fife, but I guarantee you they'll give them a game.
You know what I think as far as Mark O'Brien's Coosa Christian program, it's about as far as trying to get to where Cherokee County is now in 2A for Coosa Christian now. They're probably about the 21 or so, maybe 22 as far as really. They made a big leap last year getting their first ever Super 7, a narrow loss to Leroy in the 1A state championship game, but they're really close to being as far as a couple of classifications lower than Cherokee County, where Jacob Kelly's squad is right now in 4A.
And, we're seeing Cherokee County again against Piedmont tomorrow night, but later in the season, we're going to go back up to Bobby Joe Johnson Field at Warrior Stadium and get a look at Cherokee County as they try to, notch another region title for Jacob Kelly with the Anniston Bulldogs coming to town. And, with Anniston, you never know what you're going to get, except you're going to get great athletes. So the question is, how much is the Rico Jackson effect taking hold there in Anniston? They've got that beautiful redone stadium. Everything's rolling the right way for Anniston right now. Let's see if they can make something happen with it when they play Cherokee County later in the year. We'll have that one for you. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I know every week it's just jam-packed with great stuff.
So it should be some outstanding football here in 2024. Both teams out of the halftime locker room. We're almost ready for the second half of the season opener here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Spring Garden 12 and Sandrock 7.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
It's away from getting the second half started here in the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. We appreciate you for joining us tonight. James Hardy with you, along with our pinch hitter tonight. As far as our color analyst, Daryl Reed, Coach Eddie Bullock will be back with us up at Cherokee County High School tomorrow as we'll get things started for our first Friday night of 2024. That's our next Thursday night game next week. Not too far away from here, just about 20 minutes or so west on Highway 278. As it'll be Hoax Bluff, Coach Mike Robertson's squad hosting the New Look Southside Panthers off of a region championship in Class 5A Region 6 last year. And here's a look as far as the schedule that you can expect for next week. Our debut edition of the Tuesday night FNN Coaches Show from our new home location at top of the river in Anniston.
Hey, James, I want to jump in real quick to just mention that, too. We worked really hard over the winter and into this summer to make this come together so we could move the Coaches Show to a a quality family restaurant where you can come in and sit down and have a nice dinner while we do the show. So, everybody that likes what we do, come out on Tuesday nights, be a part of the studio audience while we do the show there live from Top of the River for 90 minutes. And we've got two great guests, speaking of Coach Mike Robertson. He will join us along with some members of the Oaks Bluff Golden Eagles. He'll probably drag the mayor down with him as well, would be my guess. And then, of course, Sam Adams, Mason Mims, and Keenan Britt will join us from Oxford as well. And my guess is Larry Davidson will probably come along for that as well, and might bring Miss Connie with him as well. So that's Tuesday night, and that's just for starters. And Joe Medley's going to have to eat something besides egg rolls.
This is true.
Hey, James, would you like to share a riverboat special?
Man, you don't share a riverboat special. What is wrong with you? You don't share. There is nothing. Share is not in this group's vocabulary.
One of my family's favorite places to go, Top of the River.
It is a great place, and you cannot go wrong with that riverboat special. I had it just the other night. It's a lot of fun. Sorry to interrupt you there, James, but just wanted to invite everybody to come on out and join us at Top of the River every Tuesday for the next 11 weeks starting this Tuesday.
And there you see as well, 6:30 next week as far as next Thursday for Oaks Bluff entertaining Southside, and then the big matchup prior to opening region play the following week, Moody and Oxford for an intra-classification matchup, but basically for either 5A or 6A will have the feel of a playoff game early in the season over at Lamar Field.
That thing could have the feel of a state championship game, guys. I mean, you got Moody ranked number 2 in 5A. I think Oxford is 6 in 6A. All kind of talent, all kind of college prospects, all kind of signees going to be on the football field at Lamar Field next Friday, and I can't wait for all of us to get together, get the bugs shaked off this week, and we'll be ready to rumble next Friday for sure.
And speaking of Friday, we'll be just up the road on almost the other end of the county and right in really the middle of the Cherokee County at Cherokee County High School as we take a look at the Power 5 as far as our FNN initial Power 5 and Oxford, Cherokee County, Moody, those top 3 teams that you see, and then Central Clay County and Coosa Christian round out our initial Power 5 rankings for the 2024 season. We're about ready to get the third quarter started. James Hardy and Daryl Reed and our FNN crew with you to roll out the red carpet for 2024.
Yeah, James, both teams got off to a great start, fast start. Both teams have been protecting the football. Consistency somewhat on the offense, but, man, I tell you what, both sides are playing some really good defense.
Joel Hunter to kick off as Spring Garden received the opening kickoff to begin this ball game. And now Sandrock will see if they can take the lead here as they're just winding down the last few seconds of the halftime clock before we officially get underway for the third quarter. 12 for Spring Garden, 7 for Sandrock. As back to receive will be Cunningham and Brendan Lindsay. There's the line drive kind of squib kick as Lindsay fields around his 15. We'll check that. Ty Trappenstead gets the kickoff and takes it up the field to about the 25-yard line. So solid field position. Maybe not the best, but not the worst either for Sandrock to begin this second half. Really, both teams can say that they had a solid first half, things that they can work out on, but anybody's ball game here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, great tackle there by Hayes Guthrie. He's a 9th grader. He went through the line untouched.
A lot of young players for Sandrock this season as Alec Ashley, just a sophomore, played most of the second quarter at quarterback. Goes under center. They'll pitch it back out. As good pursuit that time on Gatlin Cox that time by the front 4 looks like for Spring Garden as they were able to bottle up Cox for little, if any, gain that time. As you had Zane Edwards come up from the middle linebacker spot on the tackle.
Great pursuit by the defense. You saw Sandrock there trying to get to the end, make something out of nothing, but Spring Garden defense was there.
Officially a gain of 1. Both of these teams trying to get on to the win column to begin 2024. Ashley, plenty of time. Now launches it down the field and incomplete.
Yeah, he overthrew that receiver. Man-on-man defensive coverage there. Decent throw, but he just misjudged it slightly.
Well, give credit also to Johnny Baker for blanket coverage that time, the senior cornerback. Very experienced defensive backfield for Spring Garden. Both corners, both safeties, all seniors in that defensive backfield for the Spring Garden Panthers. So sets up 3rd down and 9. Sandrock needs the 35 for the first down. Ashley with play clock at 3 and a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is offsides there by the defense. Looks like you had maybe the nose guard there jumping off sides.
Snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Very good call at that time, Darrell, as indeed confirmed by David Cadle on the offside.
Thank you, James.
So Sandrock also thanking you because that gets him a little closer to the first down, a bit more manageable at now 3rd and 4.
They definitely needed that break.
Shotgun. Ashley wants a quick throw, can't get it. Now flush out of the pocket and just has to throw it away.
Running for his life. I tell you what, number 34 there by Spring Garden, he was right on his shoestrings.
Zane Edwards, an impact player at that time, as you just mentioned, Darrell. That causes the incompletion. And it's a 3-and-out for the Sandrock offense, so that'll bring out John Welsh to return for Spring Garden. And that also means for Sandrock, Gatlin Cox will drop deep to punt. 4th punt of the night, or thereabout, for Gatlin Cox. He's actually done a solid job punting so far.
Yes,
good
he has.
snap this time, and gets a line drive punt off to the far side.
Another good punt. He's going to get a favorable bounce.
Certainly good on the net punting average for Cox, as that'll be fielded about the 34-yard line by the Sandrock coverage unit. As we've played almost 90 seconds of this 3rd quarter, and anybody's ball game, as Spring Garden has only won 11 games out of 35 in this series, but they have won the last 6 in this series, including a 40-22 win to open 2023.
Yes, with an 8-3 record last year, they made it to the first game of the state playoffs. Really good first year for Coach Ragsdale.
In fact, I beg your pardon, 8 more points to that 48-22 was that final score last year. Barber gives off to Sadler as he gets wrapped up in the backfield. And we've seen an outstanding game so far tonight from Brendan Lindsay as he came up and maybe made his best tackle of the night on that tackle.
Number 20 is everywhere on the field. He's coming up in that free safety position, making tackles right and left. Great job by Sandrock.
According to Alan Heath, Brendan Lindsay, quick and fast as far as his assets as a football player, especially defensively. Did have some issues holding on to the ball offensively last week in their jamboree, but he is playing well tonight.
You can definitely see that on the field.
Here's Barber, keeps it off the left side. Has some running room as he's still on his feet and close to and has the first down.
He did. He made the first down. I mean, he did that on his own. I mean, he carried a couple of guys with him. Hard run, but first down Spring Garden.
Seemed as if Barber just kind of glided through there off of left tackle and just waited for some blocks to develop. And on what was a 2nd and 11, that's about a 12-yard gain to the 45, their own for Spring Garden, and a first down.
Getting close to midfield, so yeah, Spring Garden is moving the ball.
The Tractor Place brings you our 3rd quarter coverage here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Barber on first down on play action. Now throws down the field, has Welsh behind the defense, and he makes the catch at the 25 and just steps out of bounds into the red zone. That was a beautiful pass and a well-run route by John Welsh.
Great pass, great route by the receiver, and he tiptoes down the sideline, tried to stay in bounds, but unfortunately he's out close to the 10.
32 yards on that pass completion from Barber to John Welsh. That's the second big play in the passing game we've seen from Welsh receiving-wise tonight. Connor Bates also a 69-yard touchdown catch on the first touchdown of the season in the first quarter.
I'm thinking their number one, that guy that just caught the ball, he's got to be a basketball player.
Here's Bates. Breaks out of a tackle. Thought he might have been taken down around the line of scrimmage, but able to escape that tackle and go down the sideline to inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of runs on the inside this possession. You're seeing a lot of outside runs. But, again, defensive ends for both teams are doing a great job on defense.
2nd down and 5. They'll call it a 5-yard gain right at the 15-yard line. Red zone opportunity as Spring Garden trying to extend their lead. Barber, good blocking on the left side as he crashes in to the linebackers near the first down, and I think should be a good spot, needed about the 10-yard line. And I think if it's not a first down, it's going to be very, very close, but it appears it is good enough for a first down.
Yeah, small hole open for Barber, and he found it, and he is very close to that first down. Oh, there we go, first down.
So first down, and I believe it's going to be a goal-to-go situation with that nose of the football right at the 10-yard line.
I see the sticks down over there on the sideline, so we are first and go.
Barber gives Bates off the right side, has room, angling toward the corner, and in for the touchdown.
Great block by number 1, allowed him to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Spring Garden.
We'll take another look. Good patience by Bates to let that hold develop, as after that Bates sprinted toward pay dirt as the lead extends now for Spring Garden. What has been a one-score game in the entire first half, Spring Garden now takes their largest lead of the night, up 18-7.
So will we be seeing a 2-point conversion here? I believe so.
They missed their first extra point in the first quarter, and then the 2-point conversion they missed in the second quarter. Barber off the left side. Looks as if he is in, and is indeed in for the 2-point conversion. That's the lead up to 13 for Spring Garden, as they're in control right now. Sandrock, let's see if they'll come back in after this timeout. The Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week as we're in the third quarter. Tractor Place brings you our third quarter as Joel Hunter for Spring Garden kicks it away. A low end over end kick that'll be fielded along the far sideline, out of bounds as Sandrock gets some good field position actually around the 35-yard line as they're down 20-7, and they face a drive, Darryl, that they could use a touchdown as we're coming up on about midway in the third quarter.
Yes, they could. Great decision by Sandrock there to jump on the ball. Of course, that free kick can be destruction for any team, but great decision by Sandrock to jump on the ball, and let's see what they can do 1st and 10.
So Alec Ashley, the sophomore, has played about the last full quarter at quarterback. As the give and running room for Robinson with a flag on the play behind the play. Check that, Lindsey, as he gets close to midfield, but once he turned that corner and saw the hole, the flag came out.
Great run on the end, but unfortunately I believe it's coming back.
There you see the speed of Brendan Lindsey, but the flag thrown by the side judge right in front of us. It appears this play, the last first down run, is going to come back on a holding call.
Big mistake by Sandrock.
We've seen that a couple of times now for Sandrock. As we'll get the official indication from David Cadle.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
But on the flip side, for Barrett Ragsdale's Panthers, Spring Garden give his offense a lot of credit. They came out first drive of this second they had offensively, took it right down the field and scored to extend their lead.
Some really good aggressive, explosive play calls there that got them down the field. And John Welsh, number 1, did a great job on that possession. So did the quarterback, Noah Barber.
First down and long, as we'll have a flag stop the play, as there you see from the near side.
I believe that one's going against Spring Garden.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Excuse me, Sandrock.
So Sandrock will march it back 5 yards on the false start. Some of the keys for Coach Barrett Ragsdale for Spring Garden tonight: control the football, also limit the turnovers, especially the fumbles, which they had a big issue with early in the season last year, and control the line of scrimmage, win the turnover battle, and play clean football.
Yeah, they also had some issues with it in their Jamboree game, he was telling me. But they've done a better job tonight with that ball control.
Ashley, under some pressure, throws the screen, and that is caught by a lineman after being touched by an eligible receiver, so that should be a completed catch, actually.
You are correct, James. That is a complete pass. It was tipped by the eligible receiver. Number 55 was there ready to catch it, and he was ready to roll.
Maybe the only time this season we'll see the center, Morgan Tucker, get a legal catch this year.
That reminded me of a play from Varsity Blues.
Oh, yeah?
Great movie, by the way.
Wonderful movie. So that'll be set up still a second and very long, 2nd and 26. They still need to get to about the 44, their own, for Sandrock for a first down. And another whistle, and I imagine either a timeout or a flag will stop play. We'll take the timeout. No worries there, as a Spring Garden Sandrock will go to the sideline, regroup, and we'll regroup here as well. Take the timeout here on the FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week. It's week 0, the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, part 1 of 2 this week. This will be in Cherokee County tomorrow, just a little bit further north up in center Alabama, as Cherokee County, one of the top programs now in Class 4A. They'll take on a traditional power in Class 3A and rival Piedmont tomorrow night.
Can't wait. It's going to be an exciting game. And, James, can you believe we're less than 40 hours until college football kickoff?
Oh, I know. Here's Ashley under pressure as he tries to reverse field and just has to throw it in desperation. Also completed to an offensive lineman, but this time it's going to be a penalty for illegal touching.
And it was the same guy that caught the pass before. This lineman has some hands. Maybe he's in the wrong position.
I was just thinking that, as far as Morgan Tucker, showing some tight end-like hands, more modern tight end-like, as far as those pass receiving tight ends that you see on Saturdays and Sundays.
You know, that was one of the concerns for Sandrock. I believe they had one of their tight ends go down.
Illegal touching. Offense, 5 yards from the previous spot. Carries a loss of down. It'll be 3rd down.
And you are indeed correct, Darrell. As the expected starting tight end, Cam Gifford, tore his ACL as far as a pickup basketball game during this summer. Still has a leadership role with it being a senior, but you know it's tough for a competitor, especially for your senior year. You're looking forward to playing your final season of high school football, and an injury cuts that short. So 3rd down and forever. Ashley, quick throw, complete to the near side to Woodall. as he stretches across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. As you have, looks like Connor Bates as well as Brady Rourke coming in, the sophomore, on the tackle.
Yeah, if the other receiver would have stayed with his block on that one, I believe they would have had the first down.
4th and 26, or now 4th and 22, rather, a 4-yard gain on the completion from Ashley to Riker Woodall. So Gatlin Cox back in to punt, as we're almost to the halfway point of this third quarter, what should trigger our next heat timeout. As there's an outstanding punt by Cox as Welsh makes the catch, escapes one tackle, goes to the far side, turns up the Jets, still on his feet. He's in the open field, and he's going to go. Touchdown for Spring Garden to extend their lead to 3 scores.
Great return by John Welsh. He was patiently waiting on his blocks. He found a hole, and touchdown Spring Garden.
However, there's a flag on the play.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Well, I've seen it a couple times that have negated for both teams a really big play, as it appears that we'll have to wipe off the score from the scoreboard.
How about that punt, though, by Sandrock? I mean, that ball had some hang time.
Equally an impressive punt and an equally impressive return by John Welsh.
You're exactly right.
So Gatlin Cox showing his kicking abilities tonight.
During the return, blocking the back on the return team, that'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down.
As much as Spring Garden is controlling the second half, as we have a heat timeout, and we'll take the timeout with them. We'll pick up that thought on the other side of this timeout here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
From the Loft Tackle Store,
From the team in service,
from the team in parts,
From the sales team,
from the Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call 1-800-I'm-READY. Let our team help you win on the water.
Just past the halfway point of the third quarter here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy, Darrell Reed, and our FNN family with you here at Spring Garden Panther Stadium.
Great night for football, James.
Oh, absolutely, especially for late August. Really, that's about as good as you can expect weather-wise. Great starting field position for Spring Garden, as looks as if Clayton Sadler takes it to about the 30-yard line, as the clock rolls toward 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I'll tell you what, that was great discipline on the defense by number 72. He was close to grabbing Spring Garden's face mask, but he let go. Great discipline.
That tells you the type of coaching, especially that this team is getting from Alan Heath. At least no matter what they do tonight, I think just from what we're seeing tonight, Sandrock should be able to take some steps forward here in 2024. Second down and still 10 as Barber keeps off the left side. Good running room as that play has been successful the last 2 or 3 times as Barber advances inside the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, what you're seeing there is that tackle coming off that line of scrimmage fast. He's taking care of that defensive end. It's opening up that hole for the quarterback, Noah Barber. Great job.
So third down and 5 coming up. once again, the goal as far as overall this season for Sandrock, get back to the postseason, as they'll be taking on their region opponents in Class 1A Region 8 this year. So a new region coming up starting in a couple of weeks as far as region play. As there's a good tackle on John Welsh as Kane Robinson from the linebacking spot comes up to make the tackle.
Yeah, what you saw there was Clayton Sadler, number 3, and Connor Bates, number 20. They were the lead blockers and led the way for Mr. Welsh.
So 4th down coming up. That was a gain of 1 on the play. Our debut for the 2024 regular season. James Hardy with you, along with our pinch hitter Darrell Reed tonight. Coach Eddie Bullock will be back with us tomorrow. Our third quarter brought to you by the Tractor Place. As on 4th down, the pass to the far side goes incomplete, intended for John Welsh. So Spring Garden turns it over on down. So Sandrock gets a solid defensive stop as they'll take over 1st down and 10. Now, unfortunately, due to some internet issues, we didn't get as far as to our sponsor tonight for the countdown to kickoff, but certainly a big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. PCA Insurance, Smith Plumbing as far as our 1st and 2nd quarter sponsors respectively, as well as our countdown to kickoff sponsor tonight, Tillison Bend Campground, located in Gadsden. Discover your perfect outdoor escape at Tillison Bend Campground in Gadsden. There's the pitch back as that was dropped by the running back Brendan Lindsay as he's able to fall on it in the backfield for about a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake by the quarterback, number 19. He knows it. He's shaking his head. He's grabbing his helmet. But, you know, he came out of that play under center. We didn't see a shotgun formation.
We've seen both teams go under center some so far, at least the last quarter or so. But obviously, as far as the offenses in the 21st century now, from the high school level and up, they're almost exclusively out of the shotgun. Ashley with the play clock at 0. As they'll say the play got off as Ashley wishes it was a delay of game because he's swarmed under in the backfield by a couple of Spring Garden Panthers for a loss.
Well, James, I think what I saw there was number 20 did not want the ball. He was trying to give his running back the ball, but he wanted no part of it. So, unfortunately, he lost some yards on that play.
Well, Jacob Welsh certainly helped out on the tackle that time as Colton Driscoll comes back into the ball game for Spring Garden defensively. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Actually, under 2.5 minutes now in the third quarter. Spring Garden has taken control as they're up 2 scores. A couple of touchdown passes for Noah Barber tonight. As Ashley, under immense pressure, just has to get rid of the football and finds a receiver to the far side, complete. Trappenstead advances upfield as he turns it up the far sideline, short of the original line of scrimmage, but a little more breathing room for Gatlin Cox as far as a punting situation.
Great shoestring tackle there by number 9. He saved the 1st down.
Noah Barber, the quarterback, also the strong safety on the defense. As Barber, a rock-solid ball game tonight. Couple touchdown passes. John Welsh with a touchdown reception, and Connor Bates, 2 total touchdowns tonight, 1 on the ground and 1 receiving. There's a line drive punt. Looks like maybe a new punter into the ball game who's down across the way as far as hopefully just cramps. As in fact, David Cadle, our head referee, right on the spot as far as our player that's down across the way, and that is number 55, Morgan Tucker for Sandrock. So a little surprised, and a credit to both teams as far as preparation for the late August weather, that this is really the first cramp we've seen tonight.
Hey, the equipment managers, the water boys, water girls down there, they're doing a phenomenal job. I've been watching them fill those bottles all night long. Great job, managers.
And certainly as far as one of our sponsors, Tillison Bend Campground, you can find more about them at TillisonBendCampground.com.
James, I think I even see some pickle juice down there on the sidelines. So,
Also, to remind our folks, the Bama Sheds FNN ball toss returns for another season here in 2024. In fact, gave out some balls to the folks here at least attending Spring Garden and Sandrock here at Spring Garden tonight. So certainly big thanks to Bama Sheds for once again hooking up with us as far as the FNN ball toss this season.
Yeah, James, I was standing up here in the press box, hoping that someone would throw me one of those nice shallow footballs. I mean, I was open, but they ignored me.
We still have a lot more games to go.
Maybe next week, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, still a lot more games to go for these two teams after tonight as Spring Garden, a solid third quarter as they led 12-7 going into halftime. Connor Bates able to score a red zone touchdown from 10 yards out. And then a 2-point conversion run by Noah Barber to extend their lead from 12-7 to 20-7. Counter give goes to Sadler as he'll zigzag up the middle and spin out of a couple tackles. Still fights for yardage and lunges forward to the 50-yard line.
He did not want to go down on that play.
Looks as if another Sandrock Wildcat player down, as here you see Sadler spin out of a tackle that time of Caden Bullard as the ball advanced to midfield, and looks as if we have Kane Robinson that's down.
Looked like we had two players down at the moment. We see number 5 limping for Sandrock, and then one of their players are down, but it appears that could be a cramp.
Yeah, that's what it appears, as Kane Robinson will hobble his way back to the far sideline. So solid game so far for Spring Garden as they took the initial lead this season in the first quarter. A 69-yard touchdown pass from Noah Barber to Connor Bates to get the fireworks started on their first drive of the season on 3rd and 17.
Great way to open the season. We've seen some great ball on both sides.
Also, touchdown pass tonight from Noah Barber to John Welsh and a Connor Bates touchdown run. And Kane Robinson, who just hobbled off the field, the only touchdown so far tonight for Sandrock.
And what about all the fans that showed up tonight? I mean, great crowd on hand.
Well, we all know, and we certainly see time and time again as there you take a look at where we're located. Our broadcast location here at Panther Stadium on the campus of Spring Garden High School. You certainly see how much that the communities that we go to love their high school sports.
Great support.
Connor Bates with running room into the open field, out of one tackle, reverses field inside the 30, still on his feet inside the 20, and finally down in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
I tell you what, tackling that guy, you had to make a business decision, right? He was hard to tackle. Great run by Spring Garden.
Well, certainly Barrett Ragsdale last week in their jamboree did not like his team's lack of physicality, but they have played very physical so far tonight.
Another player down on the field.
In fact, let's take the injury timeout here, a quick one here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
There you see an injured Sandrock Wildcats player on the field as they've had a few players go down due to cramps mainly, but hopefully it's the same here as here you see Spring Garden lead 20-7 here in the third quarter.
What a game 63 has had tonight. I know we've mentioned his name a lot tonight.
Bryson Lindsay, the young man that you refer to, Daryl. So a big thanks to all of you for joining us, and a big thanks to Bluefin Japanese Sushi and Steakhouse for presenting our FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
It appears that he may have something in his eye.
And certainly, we mentioned some of our sponsors tonight. FNN Bank, one of our longtime friends when it comes to the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. The Grub Mart, as well as S&H Waterproofing and Anniston Memorial and Hoax Bluff Glencoe Funeral Home. Back with us for another season here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. As there you see our family of sponsors helping us with season number 14 of the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Appreciate those sponsors, James, and I'd love to see some of them come out to some of these games and get an opportunity to chat with us, and we'll put them on the air.
First down and 10 as we're under a minute to go in the third quarter. Welsh up the middle and toward pay dirt and in for the touchdown.
Can anybody stop this guy? I mean, he has had a phenomenal second half.
John Welsh with the touchdown run. 18 yards on the touchdown. As there you see him find running room up the middle, and he had his eyes on pay dirt and certainly not denied, not even touched until he got to the end zone.
I was going to say, James, the first touch that he received was in the end zone. Little too late.
So the PAT kick coming up for Hayes Garman. Unsuccessful on his first try in the first quarter. There's a high snap, but a good hold is there's a better kick up, and this time good, as we'll take the timeout. Spring Garden 27 and Sandrock 7 late in the third quarter here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Yeah, that was...
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get all state. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
On the kickoff for Spring Garden, they were able to recover a Sandrock fumble as they'll take over the football here late in the third quarter. And looks as if we have another injured player, looks like, on the field.
Yeah, James, that return guy, he dropped the ball twice.
And at least returning was Gavin Cunningham for Sandrock, as Spring Garden was able to take advantage and get the turnover. James Hardy, along with Daryl Reed, here on our opening edition this season of the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week, our third quarter brought to you tonight by the Tractor Place. And we've seen a few players go down so far, at least in this third quarter alone. Also, to give you a look ahead, we'll be back at 6:30 tomorrow for our countdown to kickoff for a 7 o'clock kickoff as Piedmont will open the season up at Cherokee County.
Yeah, James, unfortunately, I think this injury is looking to be a little bit more than a cramp.
That's certainly not what you want to see, especially just inherently when you talk about the lower classifications, the Class 1A and Class 2A issues when it comes to depth just due to roster size right at the very top. So you certainly hope for both players that they're, or both teams rather, that they can get their players through this ball game as injury-free as possible.
You're exactly right. And, I mean, you know, this is an area where these type injuries can happen, you know, on the kickoff. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to watch any NFL preseason games, but they've changed their kickoff, which is interesting.
And here's our schedule for the upcoming week. Tuesday, our first edition of the FNN Tuesday Night Coaches Show from our new location at Top of the River in Anniston, on the north side of Anniston, followed by our next Thursday, Friday combo next week. Southside at Hoax Bluff on Thursday of next week. And then on the 30th, next Friday, the big matchup at Lamar Field between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and Moody High School. And then also following the game, our football scoreboard show, following each and every Friday night here in the 2024 season.
James.
Also, Bucks Island again back to sponsor the Football Friday scoreboard show this season.
Great to see that player up. He got up on his own, making his way back to the sideline. Again, great to see that.
27 and a half seconds remaining in the third quarter. As we're basically looks like one more play likely will put an end to the third quarter, as Spring Garden has had their way with Sandrock here in the third.
You know, James, you know, what I'm seeing tonight is a lot of respect for each other. I mean, both teams are respecting each other. You can see it when one of their players go down, helping each other, you know, up off the field. That's great to see by both teams.
So first down and 10 yards to go. They'll spot the football inside the 30 at the 28. Barber loads up, tosses toward the end zone. Double coverage, and that is incomplete.
Yeah, 34 got tangled up with number 1 there and just could not complete the pass.
It was Zane Edwards that time, the intended receivers. Good double coverage that time on the part of Sandrock.
Great defense. You know, we're watching it now. I mean, the touch didn't come until the ball was there. So, again, great defense by Sandrock.
Morrow Tyer with that second look at solid defense by the Sandrock Wildcats, as they're looking to get off the field here without surrendering any more points. It was 12-7 at halftime, but Spring Garden has scored twice so far, as they now have a 20-point lead as Barber skips his way toward the first down. And he should have his first down. Another red zone trip coming up for Spring Garden, as we're winding down the seconds here in the third quarter. Spring Garden will begin their first play in the red zone on this possession to begin the fourth quarter. As 3 quarters in the books on opening night of the season. Spring Garden up 27-7 here in the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Final 12 minutes to go on opening night of the 2024 regular season. Our Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week rolls on as the first play in the red zone this trip, and we'll have to pause a few seconds because of a flag.
I think what you have there is another false start by Spring Garden. But, James, I mean, we're already in the fourth quarter. I mean, where did tonight go?
We'll find out from David Cadle here.
False start. Offense, 5 yards, third down.
Ethan Rogers, Alpha Insurance in Piedmont, presents our fourth quarter coverage here on the FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week. So just underway is Sandrock a strong, or check that, Spring Garden, I beg your pardon, a strong second half here at home. Barber tosses toward the end zone. Jump ball and a completion for a touchdown.
There you go. Number 9 and 1. What a connection.
Yeah, there's your combo for the season, my friend. Barber to John Welsh, the second time that they've connected in the air. Third total touchdown for John Welsh tonight.
And what a block by his brother, Jacob Welsh, number 72 on the end. Phenomenal block.
Look at what a 6'3", 210-pound Freeing can do for you. Right over this much smaller Brendan Lindsay looked like for Sandrock. So Hayes Garman back out after a successful PAT on his last try. High snap, but a great hold and a better kick as well, as the kick is good. We'll take the timeout. Just beginning the fourth quarter as Spring Garden now asserting their muscle up 34-7.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Joel Hunter kicks off. Solid line drive kick as Sandrock tries to get some running room, and they do so. Traffenstead around the near side at the 45, and he gets out of one tackle and still on his feet as he's fighting toward the end zone as he gets inside the Spring Garden 30-yard line.
Great return by Sandrock. A lot of blocks. He followed his blocks, and then he cut back to the right. Great run.
Let's take another look at Morrow Tire and Auto replay as far as Ty Traffenstedt's impressive, determined return almost to the Spring Garden 25. So we've seen some good things tonight from Sandrock. A tough third quarter for them and into early fourth quarter now as they're down 34-7, but they were right in it up until about the first few minutes of the third quarter.
Well, I tell you, they just can't stop number 9 and number 1.
Yeah, Spring Garden really showing you what experience can do for you as there's a flag on the play. Thrown by the umpire in the middle of the field.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, still first down.
So an attack on another 5 yards against Sandrock as they'll snap the ball now at the 31-yard line.
Quite a few false start calls tonight, but you're going to see that during your first game. Got to knock the cobwebs off. That's typical.
Big thanks to Grub Mart, longtime friends of ours as far as the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, as the give off of 1st and 15, and John Welsh with a nice hit that time.
Hello, John Welsh.
As he was able to stand up Lindsay on that sweep to the near side.
Fought off his blocker, and he was there to make the stop.
There you see, just lean that shoulder right into Brendan Lindsay and bring him right down for a loss.
You mentioned Grub Mart earlier. Great family there, the Young family. I was just in a Grub Mart today. Enjoyed an icy and a couple of snacks, so great stores they have in the community.
Also the Oleo Donuts and, of course, the 99-cent bag of ice.
Can't forget those items.
At least right now a second-half treat for the Spring Garden Panthers, as we'll take time because of a timeout on the field. Just a minute and change played here in the fourth quarter. All Spring Garden here in the second half from Spring Garden.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns. Locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
10 minutes, 52 seconds left in the season opener for 2024, opening night across the state of Alabama. Sandrock with the football. Ashley loads up, tosses, and deflected and intercepted by John Welsh. A monster night for Welsh as he could take it to the house. He's going to go add a pick six to his impressive opening night for 2024.
I believe we'll see that young gentleman on SportsCenter tonight. What do you think, James?
Touchdown rushing, couple of receiving touchdowns, and now throw in a pick six from, let's call it, 64 yards out. John Welsh playing like he could play on Saturdays tonight.
Something about being at the right place at the right time. And number one, second half, he's been there.
I'll tell you what, especially for 1A opponents, when you got someone 6'3" with that athleticism, that is a matchup nightmare for opponents. Garmin back out for the PAT. That's a low line drive, but that gets the job done as it's good. 41-7 in favor of Spring Garden here on the FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week. FNN High School Football Game of the Week presented by Bluefin. As we're still early in the fourth quarter, as it's now an explosion really in all phases of the game for Spring Garden here in the second half, as Sandrock able to field a short kickoff from Spring Garden as they'll take over just shy of the 35-yard line, around the 34-yard line. The fourth quarter brought to you by Ethan Rogers in Piedmont, Alabama. Ethan Rogers, Alpha Insurance Agency.
Yeah, what you're seeing here, James, is a one-sided second half.
So first down and 10 yards to go as we'll have a whistle, and it looks as if we'll have a stoppage in play, a timeout on the field.
Little confusion there, trying to rush a guy off. Had to take a timeout.
Go ahead and keep it here because we've got some more to tell you as far as our Countdown to Kickoff sponsor for tonight, the Tilson Bend Campground, located in Gadsden, Alabama, the place to discover your perfect outdoor escape, nestled on 16 acres of breathtaking landscape. Our campground offers the ideal setting for your next outdoor adventure. And tell you what, we're not that far away for some ideal weather for those outdoor adventures. Whether you're arriving in an RV, trailer, or simply pitching a tent, you'll find the perfect spot to unwind with over 60 spacious campsites. Spread out and enjoy the tranquility of your surroundings with plenty of room to relax and recharge, and very affordable too, with rates starting at just $35 per night. And you can find more at TillisonBendCampground.com.
Sign me up. Sounds like a good place to go this weekend.
I'll tell you what, and as we all know, this portion of Alabama, this chunk of east and northeast Alabama, some of the best outdoor activities as far as at least some of the best area for outdoor activities in the entire state.
We have it all. Mountains, lakes, the beach.
Here's the give to Lindsey. Goes forward to about the 41 to the 42-yard line. I'll tell you what, especially every time when I come from Birmingham going to back to Lincoln on the weekend, when I approach the I-20 bridge at Logan Martin, you almost can always see from the interstate a bunch of jet skis and pontoon boats out there enjoying the lake during the summer.
A lot of people having fun. Number 20 there on the run. Good hard run. Came up limping, but he's back in the game.
Brendan Lindsey that time on the carry. Now under the 10-minute mark to go. The freshman Woodall on the carry. Spun around and now taken down as Zane Edwards finishes off the job for Spring Garden from his linebacking spot.
Defense said, hello, we're here. Not much running room.
9:40 to go. And both teams certainly, as far as early in the season, want this clock to milk all the way down as fast as they can, just say to preserve that depth for the later, especially for your region games coming up.
Exactly, and plus it's Thursday night. I mean, these kids have to go to school tomorrow, unfortunately.
Snap, and Kane Robinson stood up, tries to break out of a tackle, but he's going to go down in the backfield for a loss. Just to give you an idea as far as what these teams will be facing in their region schedule. First for Sandrock in Class 2A Region 7, their first region game in a couple of weeks at North Sand Mountain. In fact, their first two region games on the road. September 6th against North Sand Mountain, September 13th at Section, and then home against Pleasant Valley on the 20th. And then a couple of weeks in region play against Pisgah at Cedar Bluff on October 18th after a bye week, and then home to close out region play against Gaston.
Gaston, Etowah County School.
That's right, kind of your almost gateway from northeastern portion of Gadsden city limits into greater Gadsden.
Right down the road.
In fact, we'll be going right by there, going up to Cherokee County High School tomorrow night for our next FNN Bluefin High School football game of the week.
And I will be stopping off at a Grub Mart, getting a bucket of popcorn.
So get ready, Grub Mart. Get ready for a customer to roll in tomorrow.
That's right.
Cherokee County will be gearing up for Piedmont, rolling in for their annual rivalry game to kick off the season.
Should be a great game.
Actually, our third year in a row to be at Piedmont and Cherokee County. Gatlin Cox with the punt. Also seen Morgan Tucker punt, as it'll be covered by Riker Woodall. And looking for Spring Garden as far as their schedule here in 2024 at Pleasant Valley, a non-region game next week. Spring Garden in Class 1A Region 8. So their region games at Ragland, home against Woodville, at Valley Head, and then October 4th, home against Appalachian, and then at Galesville and home against Eider. So that's at least a little bit of what to expect as far as the schedules for these two teams this season.
Long season, but should be a fun one.
It was a close ball game, tight ball game in the first half as the two teams traded leads throughout the first 24 minutes of play, but Spring Garden has asserted control in the second half as Clayton Sadler to midfield off of right guard. Check that, off of left guard, I beg your pardon.
Well, that was one of the concerns by Sandrock's head coach, was the depth of the team. So I think we're kind of seeing that during the second half.
So we're under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. A big thanks to all of our crew for getting us off the ground once again for 2024. Looks like a new ball carrier into the ball game. Lucas Magatha, his first carry of the night, the freshman running back, gets to about the 48-yard line. Minimal yardage, sets up a third down and 4 yards to go.
Yeah, you're seeing some of the second and third string athletes get a chance to play in this game tonight.
So our fourth quarter presenter tonight, Ethan Rogers, Alpha Insurance Piedmont, as that should be close to a first down on a 3rd and 4 run for Spring Garden. As you see some more of the reserves come in to the ball game, as that was Brady Rourke on the first down carry.
Side Judd's motioning for the change to move. That will be a first down.
A close spot, but enough for the first down to keep this drive alive. Also, FNN Bank, a long-time friend of the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, back with us again this year, as well as S&H Waterproofing and Anniston Memorial Hoax Bluff Glencoe Funeral Home. Try saying that 5 times fast. But a big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight and throughout this 2024 season.
Great play call there by Spring Garden. You had Brady Rourke.
Another carry, another first down carry on the part of the Spring Garden Panthers. Inching our way toward the finish line for tonight. And for Spring Garden, another successful season opener as they were able to take care of Sandrock last season.
Yeah, their expectations are to make it again to the playoffs, and we'll see what they can do the rest of the season.
Now, they ran into a tough Coosa Christian squad in the first round here at Spring Garden last year. There's a good one-on-one tackle that time by Caden Bullard, the senior. Inside the 30, about the 29-yard line. So Spring Garden 8-3, as you mentioned earlier tonight, Darrell. 8-2 in the regular season, ran into a very hot Coosa Christian Conqueror squad last year that fell just short of winning a 1A state championship against Leroy down in Tuscaloosa last year. Coosa Christian up to 2A now this season, so we'll see if Spring Garden can have a similar type of success in the regular season. They can get at least a little more favorable draw in the postseason, but still a lot of football to go.
I believe Coach Ragsdale was glad to hear that Coosa Christian was stepping up a division, and
I think there are a lot of 1A teams that are overjoyed to get Coosa Christian up in extra classification this season and the next season. A timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout with him here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm a rusty old boat hitch, and I am barely hanging on. And while we're still miles from the lake, I'm gonna launch this boat right here. See ya. Get Allstate. Save money on auto insurance and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
5 minutes, 27 seconds left in our opening FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week for 2024. We'll be back at it in less than 24 hours. 6:30 for our countdown to kickoff, and of course that 7 o'clock toe meeting leather kickoff, at least for tomorrow, up at Cherokee County High School. Jacob Kelly's squad at least becoming regular fixtures as far as the Super 7, back-to-back appearances in the Super 7, looking to make another journey toward the Super 7 this time. If they can get all the way to the championship game, they would be going to the Magic City.
You got third down coming up. Oh, no, fourth down. He was short.
Yeah, fourth down.
I don't think it's any question here. They will be going for it.
As much as anything for both teams now, especially for Coach Barrett Ragsdale, to clear the bench, get some of the reserves that maybe wouldn't see playing time as far as a more competitive ball game late in the game.
I think you're seeing that on both sides of the ball. Seeing some Sandrock younger guys come in.
So there's the direct snap As looks as if Brady Rourke took the direct snap.
And he
Needed just
picked
a
it up.
yard and got the first down.
Great play call by Spring Garden. Great run by the 10th grader, young 10th grader.
Last season, Sandrock, as we mentioned, just a couple of wins on the board over, in fact, both of those came in Class 2A Region 7, so they not moving classifications this year. A little bit of a shakeup, but much of a similar look as far as Region 7 and Class 2A for Sandrock on their schedule this year.
I expect good things from Sandrock this year. They played a good game in the first half and, really tried the second half, but I think that, definitely hurt them second half, but I expect good things out of Sandrock.
Last season for Sandrock, wins in region play over Section and Eider, both at home. As you take a look at a Morrow Tire and Auto replay as far as that last run off of the left side. Under 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Brady Rourke ganged up on in the red zone around the 15-yard line. As looking ahead next week for Sandrock, they open up their home schedule. In fact, it'll be next Friday for them, their first Friday game of the season as well, against West End Walnut Grove. And then for Spring Garden on the road for the first time, not too far away though, at Pleasant Valley next Friday night. So Spring Garden will, in 2 minutes and change, put their first win on the board for 2024. Snap dribbles past Rourke that time as he'll just fall on it back at about the 25-yard line. But I think if you're Barrett Raxdale, you have to like, especially coming out of the halftime locker room, how they were able to respond and really flex their muscle and take control of this game in the third quarter.
I think you had them going into the locker room making some adjustments, and you could definitely tell that it worked for them in the second half.
Yeah, another Morrow Tire and Auto look as far as Brady Rourke picking up that loose snap in the backfield. Almost to the 2-minute mark in tonight's game as there's the pop pass to Lucas Magatha. He rounds the corner, fights for more yardage and toward the first down marker where he's going to be about a couple yards shy of the first down on a 4th and 14, about a 12-yard gain.
Great run by the young freshman.
Very solid ball game for Spring Garden as they've put up 41 points tonight, as last season for Spring Garden they averaged just 27.5 points per ball game. So a good start really all the way around. Great defensive work, good physical play really in practically every position tonight, especially along the line of scrimmage. And John Welsh balled out tonight as far as a couple of touchdown receptions, a touchdown run, and a throw into pick six for good measure.
Well, definitely the coach said they were much improved this year. He said the players are very genuine, and they love doing things the right way, and you could see that tonight in the way they played the game.
Kane Robinson, a physical run that time as he rounds the corner off of left guard. Looks as if one more possession tonight for Sandrock before they put a bow on the season opener. Much of the state of Alabama opens tomorrow as far as the 2024 season opener, including our next game up at Cherokee County High School in Center, Alabama. The Warriors of Cherokee County against the Bulldogs at Piedmont. A little bit of a low snap. Lindsey turns the corner and taken down, a very excellent open field tackle that time for one of the Spring Garden reserves that time. Looks like number 61, Brody Lemons, with a very nice tackle.
Great tackle by Brody. Great approach on that. Sandrock looks like they're just trying to run the ball and get out of here.
A physical game on both sides. Certainly some positives that Sandrock can take away. A highly competitive first half that they had the lead for a bit of the first half, and then Spring Garden was able on the second touchdown pass of the night from Noah Barber, first catch from John Welsh for a touchdown, was able to put Spring Garden atop for good.
Yeah, they had the lead briefly from that missed field goal by Spring Garden.
There's one of the best quarterback runs of the night from Alec Ashley as he gets toward midfield and a first down with 25.9 seconds to go as Morrow Tire and Auto gives you this second look at Alec Ashley's lengthy first down run. Very nice run that time. Gets out of bounds to protect himself. Ethan Rogers, Alpha Insurance Agency of Piedmont, presents our fourth quarter, and a big thanks to all of our sponsors throughout the season tonight. Of course, Bluefin Japanese Sushi and Steakhouse, our presenting sponsor for the season. A good run by Lindsey as he gets close to the first down and what might be the game's final play to open the season. So it was tight throughout as Sandrock took the lead after the first quarter. Spring Garden led 12-7 at halftime, but it was a strong third quarter for Spring Garden that got them ahead for good. And they did not look back as the first game of the season in the books as Spring Garden wins on opening night as they take care of Sandrock 41-7. We'll take the timeout and begin our postgame after this here on the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Opening night of the 2024 season here at Panther Stadium on the campus of Spring Garden High School in Spring Garden, Alabama. It's Spring Garden 41 and Sandrock 7 as we take a look at some highlights. Now, some good physical defense early on by both teams as there you see Connor Bates wrapped up on a bubble screen pass. But a lot of big plays early on. As you see, a good defensive play, one of the best defensive plays in the passing game tonight as Spring Garden was turned away, but eventually just their physicality and experience, Darryl, started to take over.
Yes, it did. I mean, as you mentioned, first half, defensive game on both sides. Defensive ends played a phenomenal job. We had linebackers, making plays. Again, Spring Garden came alive the second half. I mean, you had John Welsh and Noah Barber. Sandrock couldn't stop them the second half.
Noah Barber, a very steady, consistent performance at quarterback in the passing game. As Sandrock showed some fight, especially in the first half, and showed some positive signs of moving forward as there's Alec Ashley with a long jump ball pass complete, but too much Spring Garden tonight as the first game of the season in the books as Spring Garden takes care of Sandrock 41-7 here on the FNN Bluefin High School Football Game of the Week. And we'll go ahead and put a bow as far as tonight's opener for the 2024 season. So a job well done by all of our FNN folks. A big thanks to Darryl Reed pinch hitting for us tonight. Eddie Bullock will be back with us tomorrow. For Jim Jacobs and all of our FNN crew, James Hardy wishing you a good Thursday night. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 6:30 for the countdown kickoff. Piedmont at Cherokee County. You've been watching the Bluefin FNN High School Football Game of the Week.